and welcome to Odds on La Liga. Matchday 27. Real Madrid losing chances to win La Liga title. Lost to Betis because, and we've seen this many times, Alvaro, they are focused in the Champions League and they got a great result, I would say, at the Bernabeu in the first leg against Atlético Madrid.
Well, the result was very good. Of course, it was a tactical game. I believe that none of the teams played particularly well, especially in the creative department. At some point, Atlético de Madrid was kind of happy with the 2-1, which I don't understand why, really. Because if you remember, they brought, when they were losing 2-1 in the second half, one centre-back instead of one striker. And then I think that Simeone wanted to avoid, at any cost, the transitions, the counter-attacks of Real Madrid, because he brought in Sorloth and he didn't feed Sorloth. It was very clear that Atletico didn't want to send the cross just for the sake of it. They didn't want to lose the ball in the final third. They kept a lot of possession. That helped Real Madrid because Thibaut Courtois didn't have a lot of saves to do. And everything is still a little bit open for the second leg, even though I believe that Real Madrid is the favorite because they have done it so many times in the Champions League that you cannot write them off. But yeah, I think that it was a very good encounter. And if Real Madrid goes through, or Atletico, they are very likely to meet Arsenal in the quarterfinals. And Real Madrid especially will be favorite against the Gunners. Not too sure about Atletico de Madrid. But anyway, when it comes to La Liga, we have a new weekend ahead of us. And it's a very weird season because all of them, Madrid, Atletico, Barcelona, are going through a good moment despite Real Madrid's problems in La Liga. And I don't think that Real Madrid has lost La Liga at all after losing against Betis. Everything is quite open. So let's go for it if you like.
A good piece of La Liga they've lost. The 3.75 Real Madrid to win La Liga. This is the moment on betting of them if you are a believer on Ancelotti's men. Let's analyze everything. Guys, of course, press the like, subscribe. Let's go on now with the show. First game, Celta de Vigo, Leganés. We don't have games on Friday, in this time in La Liga. Celta de Vigo in really good form, even catching points away as they did against Girona. Only 5 points away from Betis, so perhaps they can dream about European spots if they beat Leganés. Leganés, 3 points away from Valencia. Alvaro, because they got also a key win against Getafe in the South Madrid derby.
Yeah, with a goal from Diego Garcia with a bicycle kick. It was a game against Getafe in which we expected very little goals. And there were no shots on target until Diego Garcia did that and he got the win for Leganés. This is a good game. For me, you know, the odds are too low for Celta to win. This is the problem. This is the only problem. Of course, Celta is the favorite because they come at the back of wins against Betis and Osasuna, both of them at home, and then 2 draws away against Atlético de Madrid. There is some merit in that, and against Girona. Celta has been scoring lately, and this is something that we have to take into consideration. In fact, the last time they were scoreless in one game was against Sevilla, already in 2024, but in this year, they have scored in every game. And they are playing against Leganés. I think Leganés is competitive. The result they got last weekend was very good. Leganés right now is Leganés right now is fighting for the relegation, obviously, as we well know. But they are 16th on the table with 27 points, like 3 more than Las Palmas. So, you know, there is a competitiveness in them. But this game, you know, for me, and this is a bit of a downer to start with, is a little bit of a pass just because I don't like the odds for Asian handicap -1 for Leganés very much. I thought that they would be a little bit higher. Asian handicap +1 and Celta de Vigo to win pays 158. I just don't think that's enough. I think that goals will happen, yes. But again, the money given is not enough for the risk that you are taking. So I'm going to go for the next game, if you don't mind.
Okay, Celta to win 1.6 indeed is quite low. Deportivo Alavés, Villarreal is the next one, important for the relegation. Alavés 23 points, 1 point away from Unión Deportiva Las Palmas, and from the Champions League spots, Villarreal fifth in the standings, but their game was postponed on Monday against Espanyol. Still, they are in good form, good numbers even away from home, beat Rayo recently. So they are favorites, and still the odds are kind of all right, I would say, for Villarreal, 2.5 to win.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to back Villarreal. I mean, not that it matters that they didn't play on Monday. I don't think the squad is very tired. They lost early in the cup. They haven't been playing European football this season. Alavés is pretty bad right now. They have collected 13 points at home, which is nothing for a team that relied last season on their home form to stay in La Liga. And they were so good with the former manager at home that between the end of the 23-24 season and the start of the 24-25 season, they won 7 games unbeaten at home in La Liga. That was the fortitude of Alavés. But in the last 6 games at home with the new manager, they got 3 points out of 18. That's nothing. So what made Alavés good, the main strengths, direction, cardinal points of Alavés are gone right now. At home, they've been awful at Mendizorroza. Only 3 points in the last 6 games, and it's very difficult to sustain a stay in La Liga if you don't improve your home record. Whereas Villarreal is the second best team away in La Liga. They have collected, for example, on the road 1 more point than Real Madrid. They are the third scoring side. Third highest scoring side in La Liga too, and I do believe that they've got more clear ideas about what to do, how to win a game. The table says that, and if Villarreal, doesn't lose the focus too much, because we know that there are floods in the Villarreal area, especially in Castellón right now, and their families are safe and the players can express themselves. I think that there is a chance for them to get something out of Mendizorroza. So I'm going to go for a draw, no bet for Villarreal. Not a massive deal of risk here. If they draw, you get your money back, but if they win, you will win it. So draw, no bet for Villarreal, 174.
Next game, key one for the relegation, Valencia Valladolid. I guess this is marking red for Valencia's fans. Great chance to leave the bottom 3 after so many weeks at home. They've been strong, 3 wins in the last 4 games, and Valladolid is a team to beat. Only Las Palmas, another one that looks really bad, Alvaro, were unable to beat them, but look at these odds, are so low to back Valencia. It's only 1.4.
Yeah, therefore you have to be a little bit more creative and go for something else. Asian handicap minus 1.25 for Valencia in the region of 170 will be about good. If they win by 2 goals, you will suffer, have a lose. But if they win by 1, you will win it. I think that Valencia has a real chance here to eject from relegation. They have spent 25 game weeks in the relegation zone this season, which is really, really stressful, tiring, eroding for the squad. They changed the manager, but under @𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Valencia is better, and we have spoken about this. At home, lately, they got 9 points out of 12, because yes, I have to exclude the defeat against Barcelona because that was in the Spanish Cup, but they beat under 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 at home Real Sociedad, Celta Vigo, Leganés, and then they lost to Atlético de Madrid in a game that Valencia played really well in the second half. But by the time Valencia started playing well, Atlético de Madrid had to wrap it up completely. But still, I think that Valencia has a chance here. They've been good under 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 at home. It's a real shame that 𝗛𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 picked an injury in his calf, and he's going to be out for at least a month, maybe more. I mean, if he's got a little bit of a tear in his calf, could be up to 6 weeks, I would say. But luckily for them, another footballer is stepping up. I'm talking about 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, who is scoring. 𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, 3 years ago, he was a very good striker until he broke his knee, and hopefully he will help Valencia's quest to stay in La Liga. So I'm going to back Valencia because Valladolid, we have gone through their numbers. There is no need to do it again. They are the worst side in La Liga, according to their point tally, their goal difference. They just don't win games. It's true that last weekend they drew with Las Palmas, But still, Valencia, I'm going to back them with an Asian handicap -1. That pays 160.
And in the title race, we have Barcelona Osasuna. Barcelona launched in La Liga unstoppable 6 consecutive wins. That's why they are now opening the gap at the top of the table, 1 point away from Atletico, 3 from Real Madrid. They had a very comfortable game against Real Sociedad. And remember that they are playing Champions League against Benfica. Osasuna, mid-table, is only 1 win in the last 10 La Liga games, and weak when they travel away. I guess, Alvaro, is going to be a very different game from the one we saw in Pamplona. Remember that it was the first defeat for Flick.
Yeah, exactly. And this time, yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be different. Of course, Barcelona has something that we have to speak about. I think that the drop between the players that can make it to the lineup plus 𝐜𝐭𝐚𝐲, and Araujo, but the gap is pretty big, because if Lamine Yamal, who is the outstanding footballer altogether with Rafinha, Lewandowski are injured, then Ferran Torres and whoever comes after don't bring the same level. Same thing applies to the right back, to the left back, even to Pedri's position. So it's very important for Barcelona to keep the best players fit if they really want to have a challenge at the 3 titles. But what I like about Barcelona is the attitude they've got, how they got for the second goal when they scored the first, how they go for the third one when they score the second. Pedri is playing fantastically. Lamine Yamal provides all the magic that a TV football spectator needs. It's good to see them, that's for sure. And Barcelona has scored at this point of the season as many goals as they did score in the 2016-2017 season when Messi, Suarez and Neymar were playing there. So, it's a very entertaining side. At home, they tend to do the job. They've got, by the way, 7 games left at home. Barcelona, only 5 away. I don't know if this is going to be decisive as well. In the title race, I guess that the individual duels against Real Madrid and Atletico will be more decisive. But anyway, Barcelona is the favorite. The game against Benfica is going to be difficult. I'm pretty sure about that, because Benfica put Barcelona in a lot of trouble in the Champions League phase. But anyway, Osasuna, they are improving, but I don't see them winning here. Osasuna is the team that has drawn more games in La Liga, 12. They've got a footballer who could be good against Barcelona, but he's not available, like Aimar Oroz, who scored 2 goals against Valencia, but he won't be featuring in this game. And Budimir is the kind of striker that doesn't hurt Barcelona a lot. I think that fast strikers are the ones that make Barcelona be in trouble, not the likes of Budimir, I think. So I'm going to go for the following. I think that Barcelona is going to win. It's going to win big because they create a lot of chances. So I'm going to go for an Asian handicap -2 for Barcelona. Not that I'm going too far, not that I am taking a big risk, because this tends to happen a lot this season. That pays 187.
And the title race continue on Sunday morning or afternoon. Getafe, Atlético de Madrid, 2 consecutive derbies we are going to see in Madrid. Getafe, Atlético, and Real Madrid, Rayo. Atletico perhaps tired, probably looking at the game at the Metropolitano. A lot of physical trouble or tiredness, I would say, after facing Barcelona. Athletic, they were very lucky to get these 3 points at the Metropolitano. Real Madrid, now Getafe, and now Real Madrid. The only thing is that the head-to-head with Getafe is really positive for Simeone, but this could be a trap game for Atlético de Madrid. Remember, they lost to Leganés already in the south of Madrid, and even if Getafe are coming from back-to-back defeats, it's never easy to win at the Coliseum, Alvaro, and especially with the mind in other competitions.
No, it's not easy, but one thing that happens to Getafe is that when they meet a team with a similar style to theirs, in very generic terms, because Atlético de Madrid is more possession-based these days, they suffer. Look at what happened to them at Leganés the other day. It looked like Bordalas's plan was the perfect plan, a plan to get a draw away from home, plain and simple. But Leganés matched Getafe in physicality as well, and then at the end, they ended up Leganés scoring that winning goal. And Atlético de Madrid, historically, or at least in the last 15 years since Simeone arrived at Atlético de Madrid, Getafe has found it very difficult to beat Atlético, to the point that Bordalás, who has been for big chunks of periods the manager of Getafe over the last 10 years, Bordalás has never beaten Simeone. And they have played, Bordalás and Simeone, 14 games against each other. Let me tell you, 14 games with 11 wins for Simeone and 3 draws. So when Bordalás finds a manager who matches a little bit their style, then they suffer. And naturally, that's going to happen because the squad of Getafe is nothing spectacular. I know that Atletico is going to do a lot of rotations, because they'll be thinking about the game at the Riyadh Metropolitano. But still, when Atletico rotates the squad, unlike it happens with Barcelona, the starting lineup is still very strong. And on top of that, Julián Álvarez is there. What a goal he scored against Real Madrid. It was beautiful. And Julián has been the scorer of 4 goals in 4-1-0 wins. So Julián Álvarez has been decisive to give Atlético de Madrid a lot of points. So I'm going to go for the following in this game. A clean sheet for Atlético de Madrid. I can see this happening. 2.05. That's what it pays. Otherwise, there is a more conservative one that I do appreciate as well. Asian handicap minus 0.25 for Atlético de Madrid. If they draw, you suffer half a loss. But if they win, you will win 170.
We can check the head-to-head in Oddspedia with Getafe and Atlético de Madrid in the last 5 years. Is 3 draws and 14 wins for Atlético de Madrid, 0 wins for Getafe. Yeah. Is really biased, this derby towards Atlético de Madrid, but be careful, of course, with the Champions League in mind. And the other team in the title race, Real Madrid playing at home against Rayo Vallecano, really bad numbers in La Liga. It's only 1 win in the last 5 La Liga games. Against Betis was one of the worst performances of the season, despite taking the lead. We are going to see Bellingham back for this game, but we are seeing 𝗵𝗵𝗍 playing really bad against Betis and against Atlético de Madrid. Also, Vinicius disconnected, and if you mention the turnover for Atlético de Madrid, kind of the same, I guess, for Real Madrid preparing that game at the Metropolitano. Perhaps we can see the likes of 𝗀𝗏𝗏 in this game. And Rayo could be a dangerous game as well. Real Madrid couldn't beat them in the reverse fixture, and they are 7th, remember, looking at European spots.
Yeah, of course, Rayo has been a good side, but Real Madrid is favorite. The thing with going for Real Madrid winning, the odds naturally are quite low, 129. You really have to go to the handicap market to find some real value that goes over 160, over 165, with, for example, an Asian handicap minus 1.5 for Real Madrid would pay 178. That would be okay. But the thing is that I don't think that this game is going to be that straightforward, just because Rayo Vallecano, at least they will put a fight. I think Real Madrid is going to win it, yes. But for me, the question is when they are going to score that goal that, kills the game. For me, that's the question. If they will do it in the first half or in the second half, that will depend on how much rotation Carlo Ancelotti puts. That will depend as well on the midfield, because I believe that Real Madrid's midfield right now is a little bit empty without Dani Ceballos. I could see Camavinga and Tchouaméni not providing, and we know about that, we have spoken about this, the creative edge that Real Madrid needs. And Luka Modric was needed in the second half to help a little bit, all together with Brahim Diaz, who was very good against Atletico. But yeah, for this game, it may be my favorite bet. I think that it will be the goals market, because I'm also very aware of Rayo Vallecano's problems when it comes to the squad and suspensions and injuries. I mean, against Sevilla, Rayo Vallecano lost 2 players to injury in the first half. They were 𝗀𝗏𝗏 and Mumin. And I think that one of them is not going to be available. If you put it all together with the many injuries and suspensions that Rayo Vallecano has had over the last weeks, Real Madrid is the favorite. Yes, Real Madrid to win pays 130, not enough. So looking for good odds, I just found in the goals market a good opportunity. Over 3 goals, I believe that this game can be a 3-1, a 2-all, 4-0, over 3 goals can be very good here. It pays 181, and we have seen a lot of goals in Santiago Bernabeu lately with footballers like 𝗀𝗛𝗏𝗀, for example, who really want to please the manager, and they are capable of scoring too.
And hats off for Brahim. Every time he plays, he does it great. He did it against Atlético de Madrid. I also remember against RB Leipzig last season. Yeah. Perhaps he will start also this game, since he should be on the bench for the second leg against Atlético de Madrid. Real Madrid must win to keep themselves connected to the La Liga. Well, next game, Athletic Mallorca, another team in Europe. Athletic thinking about Roma in the Europa League. This is a great tie that we have ahead, and Athletic deserved much more against Atlético de Madrid. They hit the woodwork 3 times without 𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐲, and at home they destroyed Valladolid in the last game. Another game that could be tricky with this Mallorca drawing lately a lot. I don't think they are going to challenge for European spots, but it's the kind of team, Alvaro, that if you are distracted, they can get a draw from you.
Yeah, Mallorca can be difficult. We know about that. They played the cup final against Athletic Bilbao last season. That final went to penalties. Arrasate's Mallorca is as good as Aguirre's, if not better. Mallorca can still have a fair challenge of qualifying for Europe, a fair go for European spots. But, on the other hand, I really think that what happened at Riyadh Metropolitano is negative, yes, but on the other hand, it shouldn't change an iota of Athletic Club Bilbao's plan this season. They are doing very well, and they played well against Atlético de Madrid. They were competitive against them because they are a very good team. They hit the post 3 times, as you said, 2 posts of Iñaki Williams, 1 more from Beñat Prados. And before losing to Atlético de Madrid, they spent 5 months unbeaten in the league, which is 16 league games. Sancet is back for this game, I guess, if he doesn't pick an injury against Roma, which you never know. And of course, there is a certain danger to this game because it's in between, sandwich between double header against Roma, yes, of course. But Athletic has been better than Mallorca this season, and I'm going to back them. Not that I'm going to keep this game for an ACCA or anything like that. I think that from all the bets, I will suggest that there are some others that I prefer. But anyway, if I have to go to this game individually, I'm not going to go for a pass, as I did for Celta Vigo Leganés game. I'm going to go for Asian handicap, minus 0.75 for Athletic de Bilbao, 175. I think that there is a fair chance that if they win, they will win by 2 goals.
And one of the most informed teams in La Liga, Betis, playing at home against Unión Deportiva Las Palmas, probably one of the worst teams in La Liga right now. Betis also playing conference against Vitoria Guimaraes, 1 defeat only in the last 5 games and 4 wins in La Liga. Now they are 6th in the standings, so with a European spot. Las Palmas, Alvaro, looks that they can fall to the relegation spots this week. They couldn't beat Valladolid, winless in 7 in La Liga with only 1 point. And thinking that we have Valencia, Valladolid on Saturday, if they don't win in the Benito Villamarín, very unlikely they are going to fall in the bottom 3.
Yeah, I find it unlikely that they win. I'm going to back Betis to win 144. Okay, yes, this is, for example, something for an ACCA. You put it all together with some of the results, and you could get some value there. But this game for me is an Asian handicap minus 1 for Betis, 171. I know that Betis doesn't score a lot of goals, yes, but it's a team that has been improving since January. This is factual. I mean, and the likes of Anthony, Isco, Johnny, Cucho, Jesus Rodriguez, Bartra, they are giving a really good level to the team. I think that the additions in winter were clever. Yes, Assane Diao left. Yes, Vitor Roque has gone, but he wasn't just doing enough. But Anthony and Cucho have improved the team. Isco played amazingly against Real Madrid. He was really good last Saturday. And then it's good news as well that William Carvalho is going to be back soon. But I don't know if he's going to start again because, Johnny is playing so well in that position that maybe I would prefer to keep Johnny right now on the pitch, Johnny Cardoso. I mean, and Las Palmas, they are in a very bad form. I mean, only Valladolid equates Las Palmas as a bad run in the last 5 games. And let's not forget that this is a team that ended up the first half of the season 6 points away from relegation. And that margin is completely gone. The run is really poor, and Betis is a team on a little high, I would say. So Asian handicap -1 for Betis, 171.
Great to see 𝐿𝐭𝐴𝐵𝐻𝐿 back at a great level for Betis. Next one, Real Sociedad Sevilla. Also Real Sociedad involved in European football and playing Man United. Remember that they kind of disconnect from La Liga. They've been very poor in La Liga. They didn't compete against Barcelona, playing down to 10 men. But they won the last home games, and this Sevilla, Alvaro, is so difficult to trust. But it's a good chance, a good opportunity for Sevilla to grab something from the Real Arena.
I guess it is, yes, because if anything characterizes Real Sociedad this season is that they are completely unable to gather some sort of a good run. I mean, sometimes they win a game, they win again, they draw the next one, then they lose another one. We haven't seen that run at Real Sociedad. It's difficult, of course, when so many good players leave and when you have some others that are not providing the needed level. The numbers of Real Sociedad are not great. 3 wins, 1 draw, and 6 defeats in the last 10 games. And Sevilla, they still believe that they can make it to Europe. I think that they are going to find it difficult if Betis is playing this well. But, they are not that far, only 5 points from European places, only 1 point away from Real Sociedad. 𝗵𝗵𝗍𝗍 is scoring goals, 11 already, just matching his best ever tally with Hertha Berlin. But yeah, this game is a tricky one. It's almost like a draw could happen in this game, and it pays 3.25, and I wouldn't find this impossible because Real Sociedad sometimes struggles to score goals, and Sevilla, it's okay, it's all right. They don't lose by big margins in this league normally, or at least lately. So a draw 3.25 will be a good one. Otherwise, it's a handicap -0.25 for Real Sociedad just because they are playing at home. That pays 183.
And for Monday, we have Espanyol Girona. Great odds to back Espanyol somehow because they are very strong when they are playing at home. They are in a good run. Remember that their game against Villarreal couldn't be played, but still it's only 1 defeat in the last 5 games at home, 4 draws and 3 wins in the last 7, and kind of the opposite for Girona. They keep not winning. They are winless in 4, mid-table. I think they won't play in Europe next season, Alvaro, so I think there is value on Espanyol.
Well, yeah, there is value on Espanyol. There is value in goals as well, in my opinion. Espanyol has improved a lot. And at home, for example, I remember them just giving a torrid time to Athletic de Bilbao. This game is on Monday, 8 p.m. Espanyol to win pays 3.25, which is a lot. I think that the odds should be matched. Espanyol and Girona to win, both in any of them to win should pay very similarly. In my case, I'm going to go for the over 2.25 goals, because I think that Girona can score away. They didn't do it against Athletic de Bilbao or against Real Madrid, but those are big opponents. But yeah, I think that they can score, and Girona too. In my case, over 2.25 goals will be my bet, 188.
Okay, Espanyol to win 3.3. Verona bet should be around 2.3 or something like this. So good bet, in my opinion, to back Espanyol. So guys, if you agree with me or with Alvaro, you can try and post your tips in Oddspedia and even win cash prizes. Now that we are starting March, for instance, you can participate in our tipster competition for March, and also create your own tipster competition, perhaps in La Liga, thanks to rivals. Safe bet, Alvaro?
It will be Asian handicap -1.5 for Barcelona, 155.
And your ACCA?
Asian handicap -1 for Valencia against bottom of the table Valladolid. Asian handicap -2 for Barcelona. Asian handicap -1 for Betis. Altogether 5-11.
Thank you, Alvaro. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.